Welcome to In Perspective, a brief editorial analysis from the Africa Briefing Room. Niger's standoff over its uranium industry and foreign partnership has taken a new turn. A tribunal affiliated with the World Bank has ordered the country's military government to stop selling uranium from the Sonai mine, the same site it seized from French nuclear company Orano earlier this year. The decision, issued by the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, applies only to uranium from that specific mine. It's a clash that goes beyond one company, a test of how far African governments can go in asserting control over their natural resources within a global financial system still anchored in Western institutions. The roots of this dispute stretch back decades. For years, Orano, formerly known as Areva, controlled 63% of the Somalia uranium mine, while Niger's state company, Sopamin, held just 37%. This imbalance left Niger with limited profits, despite the strategic importance of its uranium to France's nuclear energy sector. At times, Nigerian uranium has supplied as much as 1/5, and, in some years, slightly more, of the fuel for French nuclear reactors. Tensions boiled over in 2025. In March, Niger's military government nationalized the Somai mine, removing Orano as majority shareholder. Nigerian officials defended the move by accusing Orano of extracting 86.3% of uranium output since 1971, despite only holding a 63% stake, a claim Orano disputes, arguing their offtake reflected formal shareholder agreements. Then in July, Orano warned that its Niger subsidiary was on the verge of bankruptcy, after the government blocked uranium exports, cutting off revenue while costs continue to mount. Now, the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, affiliated with the World Bank Group, has ordered Niger to halt uranium sales from the Somai site and is calling for the release of Orano's detained country representative. Niger's standoff is far from an isolated case. Across Africa, governments have taken assertive steps to rewrite resource agreements and secure stronger national benefits. Botswana stands out for leveraging its diamond partnership with De Beers, resulting in a landmark renegotiation that will see Botswana's share of mine revenues rise from 25% to 50% over the life of the new agreement, with expanded state ownership and dedicated investment in national development priorities. Zambia presents another case, where the government pushed for increased royalties and higher equity stakes in major copper projects. This approach brought controversy and some industry resistance, but resulted in greater national revenue and more direct oversight of the copper mining sector. Namibia has, since independence, implemented reforms to increase state participation in mining, especially in diamonds and uranium, by revising contracts, strengthening national mining companies, and mandating local processing. These reforms helped Namibia claim a bigger share of its mining wealth, while still attracting global investors and making sure that the country's minerals support local development goals. Together, these examples demonstrate that African governments can renegotiate key mining contracts, assert their interests, and advance resource sovereignty. Why does this matter? The outcome of Niger versus Orano carries deep implications. The order from the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes has the power to block Niger from exporting uranium from one of its most important mines, threatening a vital source of foreign currency. Uranium sales have historically made up as much as half of Niger's export earnings, so this ruling risks choking off money that funds public services and development. For France, it marks the unraveling of decades-old energy ties in a region where its influence has diminished, as countries like Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso turn toward new partners such as Russia and China. But this dispute is about more than contracts or court rulings. It reflects a deeper tension between Africa's push for economic sovereignty and the global systems that still govern investment and arbitration. The Somalia uranium battle isn't just about one mine. It's a symbol of Africa's long struggle to own, manage, and profit from its own resources on its own terms. And it raises a critical question: how to pursue economic sovereignty without becoming trapped in international legal frameworks that can override national decisions.